If you're deciding between 3D printing, CNC machining and injection molding, the right answer is usually not about the technology. It's about quantity, requirements and risk. Here's the short version engineers and buyers can use. At 10 parts, you're buying speed and flexibility. At 100 parts, you're buying repeatability and cost control. At 1000 parts, you're buying unit economics and consistency, often with tooling. In the next few minutes, I will show you a practical decision framework for 10, 100 and 1000 parts, plus the trade-offs that change the quote: tolerances, surface finish, materials and lead time. Before we talk processes, answer these 4 questions. Quantity now and quantity later. Are you buying 10 once or 10 now and 1000 next quarter? Function. Is this a cosmetic cover, a structural bracket, a fluid seal or a snap fit? Critical specs. Tight tolerances, threads, sealing surfaces or cosmetic faces. Risk tolerance. Are you okay iterating the design or do you need production-ready stability? If you remember one line from this video, make it this. 3D printing is best for design flexibility. CNC is better than 3DP for precision and real material performance. And injection molding is best for repeatable unit cost at scale. For 10 parts, you're usually optimizing for lead time and learning. Option A, 3D printing, often best at 10. Choose 3D printing when you're still iterating geometry, you need complex shapes without extra cost, and you can accept process-specific surface texture and tolerance ranges. Plain English takeaway, at 10 units, 3D printing often wins because there is no tooling and minimal setup. Option B, CNC, best when tolerances or real material matter. Choose CNC at 10 when you need tight fits, flatness, true threads or sealing surfaces. You need the actual production material properties, or you need a production-like surface finish from the start. At 100 parts, teams hit the crossroads. You're no longer just prototyping, but you may not be ready to commit to full production tooling. This is where decisions shifts to repeatability, total costs, and finish expectations. Option A, 3D printing at 100. Works if requirements are forgiving. 3D printing at 100 can make sense if the part is non-cosmetic, or you have a finishing plan, tolerances are moderate, or you want to avoid tooling while demand is uncertain. Option B, CNC at 100. Great for precision. CNC at 100 shines when you need high accuracy across the batch, you need consistent surface finish and tight functional specs, or you want production-like parts for pilot builds. Option C, injection molding at 100. Very rare. Molding at 100 can make sense when the design is stable and likely to reorder, cosmetics matter and you want molded appearance, unit costs need to calm down and you can amortize tooling across future demand. Key line for engineers and buyers. At 100 parts, the best process is the one that matches how stable your design is. If the design might change, avoid expensive commitments. If the design is stable and you will reorder, tooling starts to pay off. At 1000 parts, the conversation usually becomes unit cost, consistency and throughput. Injection molding often becomes the default at 1000 plus. Not always, but often, because you can get low unit cost once the tool exists, achieve excellent batch-to-batch repeatability, hit strong cosmetic standards with the right tooling as finish spec, when CNC still wins at 1000. CNC can still be right at 1000 if the part is metal and highly functional, the geometry is simple and the cycle time is low, you're avoiding tooling because the program is short-lived or uncertain. When 3D printing still wins at 1000. 3D printing can still win at 1000 when design complexity is too high for injection molding or CNC machining, you're doing many variants, mass customization, you can meet finish plus tolerance requirements with post-processing. At 1000 parts, injection molding often wins on cost and consistency. CNC on most industrial metal parts, and 3D printing wins on complexity and flexibility. No matter which process you choose, these 4 inputs can change the price and lead time the most. Tolerances. Tight tolerances increase cost in every process. More machine time, more inspection, more scrap risk. Engineer tip: only tighten tolerances on the surfaces that truly matter. Surface finish and cosmetics. If you need customer-facing cosmetics, call out what matters: texture, gloss, color, and acceptable defects. This is where finishing and process choice intersect. Material requirements. Plastic isn't a material spec. Temperature, UV, chemical exposure, and mechanical loads and strength determine whether 3DP resin, machined plastic, or molded resin is appropriate. Change risk. If your CAD will change, optimize for agility now. If your design is stable and demand is real, optimize for production economics. If you're deciding between these processes, here's the practical play. 10 parts. Prioritize speed and learning, often 3DP or CNC. 100 parts. Prioritize repeatability and design stability. 1000 parts. Prioritize unit economics and consistency, often with molding. If you want, drop a comment with your quantity, material, and the one spec you can't compromise on, and I will tell you which process usually fits best. See you in the next video.